Hey there, Jody here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be giving a spoiler review of the latest book that I have read. So I'll talk a little bit on what the book is about, share my thoughts on the book, my star rating, as well as is this a book I would recommend. So without any further ado, let's get on to today's spoiler-free book review, and that would be for the book Snowblind by Christopher Golden. So Snowblind is about a massive blizzard that occurs in a small town in Massachusetts. When the storm is over, life in this town is very different from what life was like there before the storm arrived. This is the first book by Christopher Golden that I've read. Definitely am interested in reading more from this author now that I have read one of their books. And the next Christopher Golden book that I probably would read would be The House of Last Resort, which is a book that came out in 2024. So now for my thoughts on the book. To start off, I really liked this book, and now I'll go on and talk about what I liked about it. So one of the things I really liked about this book was that this was a very atmospheric book. Everything in the story was just so well written, so well described, so well detailed. Like I previously mentioned, the story takes place during a massive blizzard. And as you're reading the book, you feel as though you, the reader, are too experiencing what it would be like to be in the eye of the storm, along with everyone else in the town. As you're reading the story, you feel as though you can feel the chill of the storm as you turn from one page to the next. Another thing about the book that I really liked was that despite there being quite a lot of characters in the story, it never got to a point where it ever felt like there were too many voices in the room. All the character storylines were written in a way where it almost felt like you were reading several different novellas within one book. Because the story was written in this kind of format, there was never any confusion or difficulty in keeping up with everyone's story. The author did a really great job of giving each and every single character in the book a storyline that was easy to read and follow along to. So, another thing that I liked about the book was I thought the pacing throughout the story was really well done. At first, the story starts off slow and calm, just like the storm. As the story progresses, the pacing of the story goes from slow and calm to incredibly fast and intense, just like the storm as it intensifies in the book. Once the story really gets going, reading this book feels very much like you're on a roller coaster in the middle of this blizzard that's being described in the book. The last thing about the book that I liked were the twists and turns. I felt all the twists and turns were very good. They were the kind of ones that slowly crept up on you. They were unpredictable, catching you off guard and by surprise. The most catch you off guard by surprise twist, though, comes at the very end of the book. And the final twist in this book is one I will for sure never ever forget, just simply because it was so completely shocking. And so those are my thoughts on the book. Now for my star rating, I gave this book 5 stars. I really liked this book a lot. This was a book that I saw one day at the bookstore, and on the shelf there were quite a few copies, and so at first I assumed it was a new release, but then I came to realize that this book was actually written in 2014. So, next time you're at the bookstore, instead of going for that new release, take a look around on the shelves, is what I meant to say, and you might come across a book you've never heard of before, and you might just find your next great read, like I did with Snowblind by Christopher Golden. So now for is this a book I would recommend? So Snowblind is the first horror book that I've ever read. Initially, with this being my first time reading from the horror genre, I must admit I was a little afraid that this book might be too scary for me to read. But after reading the book, I found the horror in this book to be the kind of horror that was scary but not too scary. I never found myself to be too scared to turn to read the next page. So I would recommend this book for those of you looking for a horror book to read that is scary but not too scary, a book with a really great atmospheric feel to it, and a book with a story in it that never lets up and keeps your interest from the very first to the very last page. So those are my thoughts on Snowblind by Christopher Golden, and that's going to be it for today's video. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to say thank you so very much for watching, and I hope I help you discover a new book today along the way as well, and until next time, bye.